April 21st, 2021 in the Adirondacks, and it is snowing out here. So far we've gotten an accumulation probably of about, I don't know, 3 inches it looks like. I'm not sure. Yeah, about 3 inches. Hopefully tomorrow it's warmer. They're saying it's going to be in the 50s tomorrow. We'll see. But what a difference a day makes. Yesterday I showed you a clip where it was snowing. I'm up here in the Adirondacks, and well, today the snow's still on the ground, but much less of it. Yesterday there was probably about 3 inches. We still got another 2 inches overnight, but now, as you can see, there is probably just a coating. I mean, maybe an inch, I don't know. Anyway, I want to talk today about my off-grid shower, how we take a shower up here. As I mentioned, I built this cabin about 3 years ago, which is that one right there, right behind me, or right next to me. 3 years ago. We have no electricity, there's no running water. I haven't yet gotten around to having a well dug, which is going to be a project that's going to be coming down the road. I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to hire somebody for that. But I want to show you guys what I did as far as being able to shower in an off-grid situation such as mine. What I did was I built this right here. This about 3 years ago I decided to build this outdoor shower. It's actually pretty comfortable in here. A little bench for sitting when you're done showering. Yeah, the wind doesn't really get in here because of the trees covering everything. That's the shower spout right there. It comes with the water heater that I'm going to be talking about, and how I get the water up here, and how I get continuous hot water when we take a shower up here. And right over here we have the water heater. It's a propane run water heater, and like I said, it has continuous water for about 20 minutes. There's the water heater itself. It's protected from the element by that little thing that I built right above it. But let me show you how we work this thing. I gotta go down there to the pond, roughly about 200 feet away is a pond down there where we get all the water supply. So let's take a walk real quick. Now, originally when we first came up here about 3 years ago, we used to use the solar bag. Sorry about that, moving you guys around like that. We used to use a solar bag, and that works really good for the summer and sometimes early fall. Around here, fall gets kind of cold, and forget about winter. I don't care what kind of setup you have. You're not bathing outside in the winter. Now today, even though there's snow on the ground, it's about mid-40s up here. It's about 45 degrees, and that's why the snow is melted pretty quickly. So I just want to show you what's going on over here. Alright, so this is the pond right here where we get our water source from. Right down there. And if you can see that, we have, I don't know if you can see that, I can't tell. I have a hose that runs all the way down into the pond. It connects up to these gadgets right here. The first one that I have here is a water screen, or a water strainer. That's this guy over here. So if you can see that. Now the water strainer, and what this does is it keeps out the debris from the pump. It's easy to see when the strainer needs cleaning. There's a stainless steel mesh inside this strainer for easy removal. Simply with this thing, what we do is we just unscrew this part right over here. Alright, which is not too simple. Alright, right there. We unscrew that right there. Any debris that may be in there, we go on ahead and just clean out and then put it right back on. So it is kind of simple. It's just trying to do this with one hand is a little rough. So just put that back together just like so. You only make it hand tight. There we go. Back together. Just took me about 30 tries, that's all. Alright, so then the next thing that we have in this little setup for us to get continuous hot water. Now this little pump right here. It's made by SureFlow. It's the water strainer, model number 15-085-00-255-213. It's a long model number, by the way. Only goes for about $9.50. It's made by SureFlow. But that thing keeps all the debris from the pond, that comes from the pond, from getting into the pump, which is that guy right there. Now the pump, this is also made by SureFlow. It's model number 4008-101-E65. This is a 3-gallon per minute water pump. This is a self-priming pump made for RVs mainly. Is a mini powerhouse. It delivers 3 gallons of water per minute, all the way up to the EcoTemp water heater that I mentioned earlier, which is roughly about 200 feet away from where I am right now, all the way up there. All the way up there. I don't even know if you can see this from where I'm standing, but all the way back there is where you can see the shower that I built. Now, it starts and delivers water at 25 psi and will continue till it reaches 55 psi. It's automatic shut off. It automatically shuts off at 55 psi. So when I shut the water off in the shower, there's a shut off at the shower nozzle. When I shut it off over there, it continues to build up pressure, and this pump will then shut off once it reaches 55 psi on that. Anyway, it only draws 7.5 amps, and it works off this 12-volt battery, which I got from Harbor Freight. Now this battery right here is it's just a regular 12-volt battery. Got it from Harbor Freight. I think it was like $55 for that thing. The pump itself, I forgot to mention, the pump is $67. It was about $67. You can always I don't know, you can shop on Amazon. I don't know what they're going for now. When I bought it 3 years ago, I think it went for about $67. The battery itself is, what I did is I also connected what's called a power inverter. It's a 200-watt power inverter. That's that guy right back there, which is very simple to connect. It's got the clips right there. I take obviously the positive to the positive, negative to the negative. What that does is it keeps, if we're showering all week, we turn the water on from the shower over there, and we never really have to come down here to do anything for the most. And what this guy does, the power inverter does, is it keeps the battery from running too low and killing the battery on us. So that's actually pretty helpful. All right, so now back over here. After the pump, we have the accumulator tank. It is also made by SureFlow. It's the 182-200. That's the model number on it. It's pre-pressurized at 30 psi. It's got a built-in diaphragm. It smooths the water pulsations and reduces the pump cycling to keep the water pressure and pump water cool. The accumulator tank increases the life of the pump and saves battery power is what it does. So a lot of the times, if without that accumulator tank right there, what would happen is You turn the water on and you get a lot of the water be spitting at you. It's not regulated, and you get, you know, kind of extreme hot or extreme cold coming at you. And so what you want to do is this accumulator tank right here stops it from doing that. Of course, if I wasn't so cheap and got these dollar store hoses right here, so I got this from Family Dollar, I recommend you do not get the Family Dollar hose because they are really crappy. And I should be ashamed of myself because I've had them for about 3 years. I mean, they still work, but they leak all over the place. Every connection leaks. So anyway, that's the accumulator pump. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect everything over here again, and we're going to walk up there and we're going to see how it all works. I'm going to turn it all back on. Simply like that. I take the clip. Now the inverter is going to tell me if, you know, if the battery's running low. It'll beep when it does get low. And we're going to walk back up there by the shower and see what's going on. Now, of course, you hear the pump running as I connected it. Why? Because look at that. You see what I mean? Crappy hose leaking all over the place. I should be ashamed of myself for that. So let's go up here and I'll show you when I turn the water on over here how we get the continuous hot shower rolling. So now what I do is I go over here, because I've had this the shower set up for the last 3 years. The shut off on the shower nozzle, well, it broke. So what I had to figure out a way to be able to shut the water on and off so we don't burn the pump out over there. Actually it won't burn out, it just waste a lot of battery power. But what I do is I just turn this right here. Now we should start getting water inside the shower. But while that's going on, let me go over here and talk to you about the water heater. Alright, so you can hear that the water heater is already running. If you look in this little window right here, I don't know if you can see it, but that thing is lit up. Propane is running. Alright, settings are right there for this thing. Again, this thing is 3 years old, and it's been running really great for us. But let me tell you a little bit about this water heater. Alright, so the EcoTemp L5 1.5 gallons per minute portable outdoor tankless water heater. This goes for about $129. Runs on a standard 20-pound propane tank right down there. Alright, easy connection. All you do is, obviously, just like a grill, you connect it to the propane tank. Then you connect the other end right to the bottom of the water heater. And then this thing runs on 2D batteries, which are right in here in this little case right there. Is the housing for the 2D batteries. Right here is the on-off switch. So you gotta remember to turn that on. First time I did that, I got a cold shower. I did not know this little switch was right there. And you definitely have to turn that on in order to get water in there. And then here's the water supply coming in from the pond into the water heater. And then this is what the shower faucet is connected to. So that's where the hot water is going in. So let's go take a look inside. So what's going on? Remember, I don't know if I told you, this water heater right here is $129. The power inverter was $15. The water pump was about $67. The strainer was about $10. And then a garden hose. And that's basically it. Let's go see what's going on in there. Now remember, it's about mid-40s out here. Every now and then I do notice some flurries, so it might be a little cooler than mid-40s. But anyway, there's what's going on. So right now, we got all sorts of steam happening in here from that hot shower. And that's how we get hot water while we're out here in the off-grid cabin. And there's no more of those solar bag showers for me. One thing that I forgot to mention was that if you don't have obviously the water supply like a pond to be able to attach or throw a hose into, the same thing would work if you had a 5-gallon jug that you can get probably on Craigslist. People throw those things away all the time. You can go to like Dollar General. Around here we have a Dollar General, and you get the 1-gallon jug of water for $1. It costs you $5 for a 5-gallon jug. And or if you don't have anything like that, you can also use something like this right here. That holds about 7 gallons of water. That's something that we were using in the very beginning. Before I decided to go out and buy those crappy hoses, we would just fill that thing right there. That's actually got rainwater in it right now. So that's something that, you know, anybody can do. But what I wanted to mention also was that it caught everything together between the strainer, the pump, the accumulator tank, the power inverter, and the water heater. Everything came to about $300 altogether. So for me, over the last 3 years coming up here and showering, being able to shower every day, made it a lot very comfortable for us. So the money that I spent is actually, to me, well worth it, because you know, not being able to shower in off-grid I don't think would be fun. And so that's how we do it. And again, thank you, and I'll see you soon.